Who is this and who are the two people here on the slide? Yeah.
Arjuna.
Which is Arjuna? With the blue skin. Good. Now we are clear. Krishna is in blue skin. Arjuna is there. And does he look happy or any mood? Can you see his mood? No. Okay, that's it. Next. Same thing. What is Arjuna doing here? Yeah, please. Yeah, shout out. He's what? He's praying Krishna, and more than in the more context of Bhagavad Gita, he's trying to ask Krishna, clear my doubts. I'm confused. I don't know what to do or whatever. You know where the Bhagavad Gita happens, right?
Is that okay? I could not able to.
Oh, I see. That's fine. So as far as they are able to see.
Yeah.
So
guys are okay, right?
You know, can anybody quickly tell me in the front 3 rows what is Arjuna asking Krishna? Why it is happening? Why Bhagavad Gita happened? Quickly, like, yeah. You want to say? You want to say? Yes.
Arjuna didn't want to fight.
Fight whom?
The Kauravas.
Kauravas. Because
they were all his relatives.
Fantastic. So Arjuna is essentially didn't want to fight his relatives, friends, teachers, grandparents, grandfathers and great-grandfathers, all those things. He's confused. He's supposed to be a warrior. He's a soldier. He has to fight. He says, I don't want to fight. Then Krishna says, don't be a coward. You're not a warrior. You're just a weakling. So Arjuna says, no, I am really brave, but I'm confused what I can do. And Krishna says Bhagavad Gita. It's a pretty long chapter, right? 700 slokas. Do you think Arjuna really sat there and listened to 700 slokas? We don't know. But Vyasa in his Mahabharata, you know the story of Mahabharata, right? Kauravas and Pandavas, he summarizes this as Gita, Bhagavad Gita of 700 slokas. And then in the end, Arjuna is convinced he wants to do not anything extraordinary, he wants to do what he's supposed to do, right? And then that is they are blowing, ready for the war, ready for the battle. That's what it is. So Krishna kind of removes the confusion of Arjuna in the battlefield, and we are using the same advice Krishna gave to Arjuna to understand how to live this life. Right? That's what the Gita, the whole idea of learning Gita. We are not going to go and fight our relatives, are we? Is that the idea? No. The idea is to learn the advice Krishna gave, Arjuna received, and then use it for our own battles. Battle with homework, battle with teachers, battle with parents, right? All those things. But we have to do it in the right way. So the chapter 15 is an interesting chapter. So we went through this quickly. So Bhagavad Gita is translation is Divine Song. It has 18 chapters, 700 slokas. Personally I don't think 4 hours, 3 hours Arjuna sat there without fighting. The other people would have let him do it. But they had a very long conversation. We don't know how long. Very long conversation. Because Arjuna was seriously in confusion. So for him to be clear and ready to fight, they should have had a very long therapy session kind of thing. Long way talking and going to the principal's office or teacher's room and having a discussion like that. So in this book, Krishna talks about karma, dhyana, bhakti, jnana, and he calls them as yogas of 18 different chapters. Yoga in here means path, different ways of doing something. So far we have done that. A few years back we did Purushottama Yoga chapter 15, then we did chapter 14, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, back to back we did, and we didn't want to read about what Krishna said, but we learned about this yoga by following Avatar, Anand's life, how everybody can be who doesn't watch Avatar series? I'm not going to go there. So everybody knows. So we covered this. And then we also studied Karma Yoga. We didn't want to study Karma Yoga as it is. We did with how to become a dragon warrior following post-adventure. In this chapter, today we are going to very briefly look at the devotion, path of devotion, Bhakti Yoga, or what Krishna calls as hacking. So, quickly, these are the 3 concepts, right? I'm not going to details, I'm not going to use the word God here. I'm going to use the word Ishvara or Bhagwan. If anybody not familiar with these words, so we are not going to use the word God. We are going to say Bhagwan or Ishvara. And right? Okay. And then in all of us, same Bhagwan in each of us called Atman, and we are all Jivas, individuals. We live in this world. By doing yoga, we can get to know Bhagwan, right? Bhagwan lives in everything in this universe. If we don't care about this part, we will be going through the cycle of birth and death. Right? That's the basic idea of Hinduism. One of the very fundamental concepts of Hinduism is Bhagwan, Ishvara, God, consciousness, Brahman. Then you have individual Atman, living in ignorance called Jiva. We live in this world, it's full of samsara, that means cycle of birth and death. If you care about Bhagwan, you get out of it, this cycle. If you don't care about Bhagwan, we go on a cycle of birth as bacteria, humans, people, maybe aliens, we don't know. But we go on this cycle forever. That's the idea, right? So what is hacking? We know that, we know Hinduism. Now let's say what is hacking? Everybody knows hacking. Can somebody tell me in simple words what is hacking means? So that I don't need to read this tag as right? Loudly, I told you should know by this time I'm partially deaf. So you should really be loud. Somebody was murmuring something. What is hacking? It is very important. You all said you all know about hacking. You know about hacking, right? You want to say something? Adults, can you say hacking please loud enough to children? Simple words because I know it's very, I'm not a computer.
Somebody will hack your data or whatever, kind of.
So you breaking into a system, somebody will break into a system, whatever thing you have, they will break it, like when you open a lock of your house and then take the things you have, in this case files, information, everything. Simple words, it's too many slides, I haven't given official source, but that's what hacking is. So Krishna says hack yourself, do some serious hacking, and we are going to see what we are going to hack, right? What Krishna is asking us to hack. So I want you to look at this chart. I try to bring in a new idea every time I come so that you don't need to know everything. If you are familiar with the words, someday in your life you will recall them. So this is called a BMI chart. Swami Chinmayananda brought it up many decades back. He was a saint, he was a Vedantin, he was Advaitin. He brought this idea to explain that. I'll give his own words. It's a BMI. B for body, M for mind, I for intellect. Right? So BMI. There's another BMI. What is it? So we are not talking about body mass. That is only for B. Right? That BMI is a very small BMI. That's for body. Here we are talking about body, mind, intellect. In other words, what you call as yourself, right? Okay, so this is what Chinmayananda says. He says that we have a body, we have a mind, we have intellect, right? We perceive, we have different senses, we feel, we think. So look at the letters here, those are the letters come here. This is another P-E-F-T. Perceiver, feeler, thinker, right? With mind you perceive, with the body you perceive, with the mind using senses you feel, with the intellect we are supposed to think, right? We have to use our intellect. Is everybody okay with that? Do you think? Yes, you think about a problem, right? Some math problem, a science problem. So we have BMI, we perceive, this is action, this is a noun, right? This is action. We perceive, feel and think. Then what happens? What do we perceive? We perceive different things. I see you, so you are all the things I perceive. I am scared of talking to you because you know more than me about Gita, looks like. You have been studying MVI thoroughly. And then we all have thoughts, right? We communicate. So with body, I perceive objects. With mind, I feel emotions. With intellect, I think my thoughts. Is that correct? Everybody is okay with that? Right. So this BMI explains to you, this is what we call as our personality, right? If you ask what is your name, you say my first name is X, my last name is Y. What do you mean by that? You mean that I have a body, it looks like this. I can feel, I can sense, I can think, I have mind. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm going to swimming, I'm going to Kumon class, I'm doing this, thinking, problem solving, extra classes, school, exams. All this comes here. This is what you are, right? You have a father, you have a mother, grandparents, and then you feel about different things. On the day of exam, you are scared. Then you think how I can skip the homework. We all think good things and bad things. We all are thinking, right? So when you say I am so and so, you mean I have a body and mind and intellect. I do all these things. Krishna says hack it. The reason is because we think we are this. I forget because I think I am a body, mind, and intellect. I forget there is a divine spark called Atman in me. The Atman in English word they use is self. Uppercase yes, self. There is in each of us, from bacteria to us, the Ishvara, Bhagavan lives as Atman. I don't know that. I don't feel it. I don't think it. Right? I don't perceive it because I think I am BMI. So Krishna in chapter 12 says this system, if you keep on doing it, you'll be born again and again and again. Like every life you have to do a lot of homework. Imagine, right? If you are born again, you have to do homework. You have to take exams. So Krishna says, as long as you are here in this system, you are going to be born again and again. Hack it. Find out what is inside this. And in this chapter 12, he gives some tips about how to do the hacking. So now you see why I'm saying he really asks you to hack. He gives 4 tips, very easy, 1 tip actually. He does it. And what is the system you are hacking? You are hacking your BMI, what you call as I am this, I am that, right? What you call as whatever you are, he wants you to hack and find the Atman or Bhagavan in each of us. So in each sloka, starting from number 2, second sloka, he goes with that. So I'm going to introduce another thought, not too much of it. In this chapter 12, I call it as a Gita grade school. Do you know what is a grade school? Who doesn't know what is a grade school? You go to school, which grade are you? Check it. So you are in a grade school, right? So what is the first level of the grade school? Kindergarten, right? What is the last one? 12. Right? So a grade school has 12 grades. So what do you first learn in a grade school? Alphabet, I guess. Unless you already know about alphabet, numbers, add, count, everything. Assume that we all start learning alphabet. I'm going to give you some alphabets, right? I'm not going to use all of this, but A for Atman, B for Brahman, C consciousness as one and many. These 3 are synonymous, have same meaning, right? And when the same Brahman is in each of us, it's a divine spark called Atman. So D. Right? If we don't care about Bhagavan, we keep on going endless. E for endless. Samsara. Right? And then Krishna says, like I mentioned, Jnana, Bhakti, Dhyana and Karma. I can use the mouse. That will be easy. I see. Good. Okay. And then you have what we are going to do is what many people call as GPS. Many problems, Gita has a solution. Gita, the problem solver, right? This is an acronym. And then Krishna says, H for hack our BMI. We saw what is a BMI. So we are going to see that. We are not going to see about I. We know what is a Jiva. We are ignorant of our own, of Bhagavan in each of us. We are not going to talk about karma. We did that last year. The most important thing we are going to see is, why do you hack? So if somebody mentioned about break into a system, get your file. If I am hacking into your system, into your laptop. If I am hacking into this laptop, what will I get? I don't want to know, right? I don't know what's in this laptop. But let's assume that I get some good stuff from this laptop. I hack into it. Into this laptop I get it. If you hack into BMI, body, mind, intellect, what you are supposed to get? You will get the yajna spirit. So we are going to see, we saw it last time, but we are going to see it again. And then why? What happens? This is the end, like moksha. In this alphabet, there is nothing after moksha, right? That's the end. So this is A to M. There's no A to Z, right? A to M. So all this alphabet let us lead to M. So we are going to talk about just these two topics in this chapter. So that's what I said. Gita is the problem solver. With using Gita, we hack our BMI, body, mind, intellect. That's called our nature, right? Who are you? I am body, mind, intellect, called first name, last name. Right? We are all BMI. So, and then Krishna wants us to do a serious, regular hacking, spiritual hacking of our BMI. Made up of BMI, the word is missing. So he wants to use all of us to do spiritual hacking. He gives some tips and hacking of BMI with the Yajna spirit according to chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga, results in liberation and knowledge. So this is the theme. This is the idea of chapter 12. What do you get from chapter 12? I know how to hack my BMI. I will come to know more of myself. What do I get by doing hacking your BMI? I will get Yajna spirit. What is the use of Yajna spirit? I know what it is to be free. I know what it is to be having knowledge. The whole thing is get the Yajna spirit by hacking. So we will go a few examples, and I want somebody who has a loud voice, who can read slowly, unlike me, to read something, right? Stand up and read. That's the reason I'm asking. So now comes hacking. Right now you have a system here. You hack. You have some data. You keep it very safe. Somebody goes there, breaks it, and then you get the data back. So in this hacking, this is where we all start with. We Atman, Jnana, we have divine spot, but we think we are BMI because we are under Maya. Then chapter 12 tells you there is a hacking method, hack it. Then by Bhagavan's grace, we again realize what is our true nature. So this hacking cycle, flow is different. Here we start, we all are Atman, we all have the Ishvara in us. We don't know, we think we are BMI. But once we follow chapter 12, there is a chance that we will start knowing what is it. So now let's go over what is it. So what is the Yajna spirit? Yajna spirit is, we have to have bhakti, surrender. That's what it is. That's the Yajna spirit. So by following chapter 12, which is called as Bhakti Yoga, we will get bhakti and surrender. Let's go quickly over what is it. So there are three parts to that, right? Part 1 is easy. Part 2 is the worshipping Bhagavan. Part 2 is the 4 ways. And there's one important way Krishna says to get the Yajna spirit for hacking. Part 3 is, who are all the other hackers? You want to know, hacking community, right? You want to have a chat, you want to have a Facebook group or something else. You want to talk to other hackers. In this case, you will talk about a true bhakta, other bhaktas, other devotees, other people who hack their own BMI. You are going to find out who they are. So number 1. Good. Let's start with this. So you study chapter Shloka 3. Does anybody remember Shloka 2? Can you read it from your book? Your folder? Anybody from the back? Shloka 2. You have a folder in your hand, right? I see it's closed. No, you can read? No, you can't. Who can read? Maybe I should read. Where is it? I don't have it here. No, you can read. Oh, I will read. No problem. So if you in Shloka 2, so in the part 1, like we saw, Bhagavan is telling us, don't do hacking in a difficult way. Don't do this. It's not for everybody. One way he is going to talk about it. It's called worshipping something that doesn't have any form. Worshipping Bhagavan is something without a hand or a face or a nose or eyes. Don't do that. It's not for everybody. It's difficult. worship Bhagavan with form. That hacking method is easy. This is difficult. So, if you, he gives only one condition. He says that, let me read the sloka. The second line, you will see, Yuktatama Mataha. Right? He says Yuktatama is BYF. What is BYF? Does anybody know what is BFF? You should know. What is BYF? So Krishna calls him Yuktatama. Yukta is somebody who is very good in yoga. It's a clue. What is BYF? Best yogi forever. Right? All he says is don't do anything, become a BYF. Yuktatama. It's there in your sloka. Second sloka, second line, last word. Yuktatama. What he says is become BYF, best yogi forever. Yuktatama. Yukta, best. Tama is best. Yukta is somebody good in yoga. So best yogi forever. How do you do that? Just to do everything with Shraddha. That is a key word. Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of Shraddha? We have touched it long time back. So this is interesting. If you are thinking what I am going to say, this is a puzzle. You are going to solve the puzzle. Right? There are going to be around 15 puzzles. That's it. You are done. So if you do it quickly, we are done quickly. So this is the first puzzle. I will come to that. Before that, what is Shraddha? Anybody? Higher classes? Dedication? Anything else? What?
To believe in something or someone, no
Okay.
matter what, whether it's positive or negative, to believe in something or someone
Okay.
strongly.
So strong faith and what did he say? Determination. Whatever difficulty you find. And then there's some more part. Shraddha is a very complex word, just like yoga. You have to remember, I didn't bring those slides. In Hindu texts, in Gita in particular, there are a lot of complicated words. The words look very simple. If you try to know the meaning, it will change in the context. So yoga is like that. If you say yoga, you know what in yoga means. You have to exercise. They even have different yogas. You have to do a hot bath or without water. All those things. Those are different type of yoga. When Krishna says yoga or yukta, somebody who is yogi, he means somebody who is really good in doing what he says. Right? So in Shraddha, determination, faith, and trying to do, it may sound very familiar to you, even high schoolers, trying to do whatever you do properly. Does it sound familiar to you? Whatever you do. It sounds familiar, yes? Your teacher, your parents, even grandparents, sometimes even neighbors, if they happen to hear, right, listen or see your trouble at home. Shraddha is having faith in what you are doing, determination, whatever happens I will finish it. Number 3, most importantly, trying to do whatever you do, doesn't matter what you do, not religion or philosophy, meditation, no, nothing like that. Doing homework, cleaning your bed, whatever we do, right, even a surgery for doctors or engineer, or being a hacker, right, try to do it well. If you don't hack well, within 2 hours, the FBI will come and catch you because you are not doing well. That's why hackers get caught because they are not good enough. So Krishna says in Gita, Shraddha is be good in what you are doing. Not just, okay, I will do it like that. So when you are like this, following chapter 12, you will become best yogi forever. Right? That's what he says. And then he says, surrender to me. Surrender to me means to be Krishna, Rama, any god, any deity, any Bhagavan, any form of Bhagavan. Surrender to me. Don't think that I am doing it like that. Surrender to me. You will see that later. So he says, once you surrender, I will take you directly with a special flight across this samsara. What is samsara? We saw it in the triangle. Anybody remember samsara? Cycle of birth and death. He says that when you surrender completely and do whatever you do with Shraddha, I will take you personally across the ocean of samsara. Right? It is there in the Gita too, 3rd or 4th sloka. So you have that. So he gives 2 promises. What should he do? What do you want to become? You want to become BYF. What is BYF? Best yogi forever. Yuktatma, it is there. And then further, what should you do? Shraddha means faith, determination, and importantly, whatever you do it good, do it well. Don't just do sloppily, right? If you do like this, Krishna says, you will become a Yuktatma, BYF, then surrender to me, like, always think of me. If you do it, I will personally buy you a ticket. Mrityu Samsara, he promises, I am not, he guarantees that. I will save you, I will protect you, I will help you cross the ocean. He says that, Mrityu Samsara Sagara, Samudrata, I will help you to cross the ocean of samsara, which is very difficult for most of the people. But if you are these two characters, I will do. Okay, now comes the idea of this chapter. So, who can read loudly the puzzle so that the younger kids can follow you? You don't need to stand up if you are shy, but loudly. This is a puzzle. I have the answer, it will come here. But I won't hear from you. Please, who is there? Don't make me pick you, then it will be difficult for you. That I do that, but anybody from the back, or any high school kids, middle school, yes, you want, please do, yes.
She did not think of her comforts, gave up her royal privileges, always thought of Krishna, surrendered to him completely, reached him in the end, was Krishna's BFF and BYF.
Any part not clear? Who is this? Don't make it difficult. I have a lot of them like this, then we are going to keep staring at each other. Yes? Draupadi. That's a good answer. I didn't think of it. Yes. Yeah. One more. The correct answer. Right? The correct answer. One picture. That doesn't go in the picture I have. That's what I'm asking. More choice. Yes.
Mirabai.
Mirabai. What did you have?
Mirabai.
Mirabai. Right. That's good. Okay. I'm saved today because I thought. So now you have, right? So both Shraddha, even though Draupadi and Meera were princesses, right? You know, princesses, right? They have everything. But both of them gave their privileges. They thought of Krishna. See, Draupadi thought of Krishna, it was my brother, but only when she was in trouble, she thought of Krishna. But Meera, right from very young age, right? She thought of Krishna. She surrendered to him. Surrendered to him completely. Reached him in the end. Mrityu Samsara Sagara. He was because Draupadi did not choose Krishna. Krishna was Draupadi's brother. Right? What did Meera do? Meera chose Krishna as a Lord. Even though she was parents, then she got married. She never worried about her other parts of her life. He chose Krishna as his BFF, best friend, husband, Lord, master. In the end, she became one with him. Right? So this is one part which, the first part we see here, if you are worshipping Krishna, worship him as formless is difficult. It's called Advaita, it's not for us. We have too many commitments. I would like just see some form of Bhagwan, form, I will surrender, I will do with Shraddha, I am good. So that's what it says. Now comes the second part. See, I think I asked my son to do some animation, he changed everything. So I don't know what is going. Hopefully it is not an error. So in the part 2, Krishna says, like I said, 4 tips. First, you will know. But the one tip is very easy. Very, very easy and this thing. So you are going to answer a lot of puzzles quickly so that you will go over it. Right? When you do the shlokas, you will know, shlokas 8 to 12 summarizes all of Gita. And there is one shloka, number 12, summarizes that one also. So if you learn 12-12, right? If you learn 12-12 shloka and its meaning, you know all of Gita. I didn't say that, many people have said that. So it's not mine. So 8 to 12 summarizes Gita, this is part 2. And then this has been used in all Hindu religious practices in 2000 years. So this is the puzzle. Okay, who is going to read? You want to read again? Yeah, please read loudly, slowly, so that others can follow.
He was the greatest of the warriors, talked to Krishna a lot, but did not get him at all till the end. He was a good listener though. Even when not much stayed with him, he had the best support system, but he was mostly depressed and confused.
Yes.
Arjuna?
Arjuna, right? Very easy. Because, hopefully, yeah, good. See, it's not just Arjuna. All of us are, I should not say that. Most of us are like that. We are parents, in fact, very good schools, very good tutors, teachers, friends, but we are confused. We don't know what to do. Sunday morning, do I need to go to Vidya Niketan class? Like we have the confusion every week. Right? I know. Right? So we all listen to a lot of things, right? Every year Bhagavad Gita. We don't get it. Right? You will. That's what a couple of people I know, I respect, they say, learn younger. Start thinking about it later. If you don't learn when you are what you are now, it's going to be very difficult for you to find some answers later. If you learn it, memorize it, familiarize with the words and ideas, you don't need to know that. How many people use algebra when they go on a tour to India or anywhere? Do you use algebra? High school, middle school. Do you use algebra when you are calculating how tall is this tower or how you don't use? Do you use? You know? But why are you learning it then? Because you are supposed to do it, but there is a purpose. The way you do algebra will help you to think in certain ways. The same way you learn certain things now, later you will know. I know a lot of people who grew up with no idea of Bhagavad Gita, even as adults. I know them personally, I know them. So you are very lucky. But we are most of us like Arjuna, even though Arjuna is worse. He actually was a friend of Krishna. He stayed with him. He talked to him, he listened to him. He was useless, right? He was still confused. Let's go to the next one. One of the slokas, it says, Mayeva mana adastra. Fix your mind and your intellect in me. Remember, BMI, what is M? Mind. What do? You feel with?
Emotions.
You feel emotions, right? Fix your mind. Intellect, what do? Intellect, you think your thoughts, right? So your mind and your intellect, your thoughts and emotions should be, bring it to me. Then I'll always be with you. Mayeva mana adasva. It is one of the slokas between 8 and 11. So Krishna says that another way, right? This is step 4. We can see that in this grade school, you don't start with kindergarten. You start with 12th grade. Then go to lower grade. So the first year is people who are, you will see that. So step 4. We'll see why later. Okay. Now, you want to read? Anybody wants to read? Yes.
He was not an ordinary boy, born in one of the corners, but
Of Bharata.
of Bharata. He had
Spiritual
spiritual
experiences.
experience as young, and he was never the same again. He was always
Immersed in
in
supreme
supreme
consciousness
consciousness and did not bother
about even in body. Anybody wants to read the second